We're back on Good Morning Jones County, October the 5th on a Wednesday. My thanks to Andrew Irwin from First Baptist Church for coming in, talking about all the stuff going on with First Baptist Church here in Laurel. For more information, go to fbclaurel.org and you can get all the information you want there. My next guest this morning, Dr. Kiper Nelson, MD. He is from Southern Eye Center in Hattiesburg and Laurel and really all kind of places around the Pine Belt. Good morning, Dr. Nelson. How are you?
Doing good.
So, you know, we've gone through your qualifications and all this. We've gone through that so many times. You did your residency at Wake Forest, and then you moved back here to Hattiesburg. Most of our listeners are not physicians, right? And so, and some of them may work in healthcare, but most probably don't. With everything going on in the world today, there's a lot going on. I'm sure it's tough as a physician to get ready for what you do every day because it's a huge responsibility what you do. How do you prepare for days like this in the clinic?
Well, I mean, that's a great question, and honestly, kind of a deep question for early in the morning, Will. You're hitting me here. But
hey, we all get deep questions every now and then.
But as always, I'll tell you, what I believe. So you're right. Everybody's distracted and busy. That's the hallmark of modern life. We're all trying to keep food on the table, the lights on, keep the boss happy at work.
Right.
And honestly, there's, not a lot of time to stop and think about the big questions of life. But I think if you do, that helps keep things on track and keep things centered. And so, one thing that I believe we all have in common is that we were all born babies, infants.
Right.
Didn't know how to do anything, couldn't walk, talk, feed ourselves, couldn't handle any of the challenges of life. The reason any of us are still here is we had parents that loved us and, took care of us and taught us how to handle the everyday challenges of life. And so, in my case, I think that that analogy is still true no matter how old you are. We're all busy and distracted, like you said, but I believe that God created us. God created the world around us as the creator and the author of life.
Right.
He's the one who can tell you how to live it. And so each day making part of your day to listen to his words, listen to what he's telling you in his word, and talk to him and communicate to him. It helps keep things centered and on track no matter how busy you are.
Absolutely.
And it just goes a long way. It goes really all the way to making life not only fun and enjoyable, but successful. And so that's kind of my, that's a deep first question, but that's my philosophy of life in a nutshell.
Well, and it really goes back to Scripture when you look at Psalm 46 and it says, "Be still, know that I am God."
Yeah.
And it's a reminder that He is God, we are not, and that knowledge is really peaceful.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, without it, you kind of lose your mind pretty easy.
Yeah.
And like you said, being in the operating room every day, and having sometimes some really challenging cases and stuff.
Right.
Just taking a brief time and reminding myself, who's in charge, and being thankful, for the gifts that He's given us, and then asking for His wisdom and His strength and support. It helps keep you sane and just help things go well.
You mentioned being so busy. Do you ever have time to get any sleep?
Sleep is absolutely crucial for me, and I kind of jokingly, but like most jokes, there's a little grain of truth in it. Mm-hmm. I'll tell people I became an eye doctor because I have to get 8 hours of sleep a night.
Right.
And I really can tell, that if I get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, my body and my mind are recharged, helps keep me sharp when I'm looking at those fine little details inside the human eye, working on it. It makes all the difference. And I've known some guys that deliver babies for a living, and they stay up all hours of the night because that's when their work is, and they can do it fine. I can, and I think most people that are honest with you will tell you that getting a good night's sleep is absolutely crucial to maintain physical, mental health.
You mentioned getting enough sleep. Some people have trouble getting sleep. I know that affects the body, it affects the mind. How does that affect the eyes?
Well, I mean, just in general, I mean, obviously the overall health of the body affects the eye, and the eye is no different from any other part of your body. We live stressful, very tough lives. The eye is every waking moment it's working, and it needs time to rest, recharge. While you're sleeping, and that's just the way we were designed. And when you don't do it, it catches up with you, and it really just too many ways to count. It can't keep going. We're not diesel engines, with a limitless tank. I mean, we got to stop and we got to recharge.
That's right.
So
prayer and sleep. What other recommendations do you have?
One thing, at least in my case, that helps, not only it helps you get a good night's sleep, but also just, again, go into the overall physical and mental and spiritual health. It's just good, consistent, moderate exercise. It's one of those things that is kind of the cliche. It's simple, but it's not easy.
Right.
I mean, if I go out and I walk 3 to 4 miles 3 to 4 times a week, I'm just having more fun. I feel better. I think clearer.
Right.
I've got a bigger smile on my face. I'm happier to see you when you come and tell me about an issue or something. If I don't do that, then you just kind of can feel the weight of things weighing on you more. And exercise, obviously, I mean, everybody knows it has benefits for your heart, your lungs, just overall, it just makes you feel better. And in addition to all the pure health benefits, I think it's really important. And it's not really intuitive when you're sitting on the couch and it's hot outside, and nobody says, "Boy, I think I'll feel better if I go run." But it's true, you do, or go walk. One thing that I see a lot of older patients as a cataract surgeon. And when somebody in their 70s and 80s comes in, and I just look at them and say, wow, this patient, this man or woman they're fit, they're vital, they feel good, they're active. They walked in here, they didn't, come in any other way. And I just say, what have you done? What's your secret? And I would say over 90% of those that I ask that, their response is that they enjoy walking. Mm-hmm. That they walk at least 3 miles a day.
Yeah,
and it really increases your longevity, in my opinion,
right,
and your quality of life. I mean, those are the people that walk in. Normally, they're not coming in, in a wheelchair, or,
right,
or on a stretcher. I mean, they're still healthy.
Yeah, case in point, my grandmother is 85 years old now, and she's going to outlive me by 30 years. I mean, it's just amazing because she stays active.
Yeah.
You can't stop her.
Right.
It's kind of like the Energizer Bunny. I know y'all have been busy, and I know there's lots of stuff that you handle, but glaucoma and the optic nerve, I want to get to that before we run out of time. Y'all have been developing a new optic nerve supplement, correct?
That's correct. Very excited to tell you about that. So, a lot of patients don't know what glaucoma is, but just to recap, glaucoma is a condition where the the pressure in the eye is too high,
right,
and it damages the optic nerve. And what I tell my patients is that glaucoma is different from cataracts. Glaucoma plays for keeps. Your vision can get really bad with a real advanced cataract, and we come along and we take it out, and we can get you seeing, not only improve your vision, but if we use one of the high technology lens implants, we can get you seeing better than you were before you ever developed cataract.
Right.
So it's one of those things that you can, completely correct and improve the patient. But glaucoma is different. Glaucoma, when it damages the optic nerve, that part of the vision that you've lost is gone forever. We haven't figured out a way to undo nerve damage yet.
Right. So restoration is not really part of it.
That's right. You can't restore what's been lost. And so the key in glaucoma is that, you want to prevent the damage, number one. If that ship has sailed, you want to catch the damage when it's very early, very small, and then you want to treat it and prevent any further progression or damage from going on. Mm-hmm. And so that makes it different from cataracts. And it seems like kind of cataracts get all the attention because of what I said previously.
Right.
So it's such a dramatic improvement, but glaucoma is very prevalent in our community. And, we see hundreds of patients a day at Southern Eye Center that have it. And it really, it needs to be talked about. People need to learn about it. People need to know what they need to do about it. And honestly, there needed to be better preventive treatments for it as well.
Right.
So in that vein, my colleagues and I at Southern Eye Center have spent the last several years developing a supplement to strengthen the optic nerve and help defend against glaucoma damage, to prevent the damage. And the name of the supplement is called Optic Nerve Support.
Okay.
And it's been a long time coming, but we anticipate that it will be available, on the shelf before the end of October. And so really that's one of the main things I wanted to do today is announce that to our patient population and let people know why it's important, what it does. It's a natural supplement, all natural ingredients.
Right.
That is, in my opinion, the most comprehensive supplement to fortify the optic nerve, prevent optic nerve damage and vision loss from glaucoma. And it's really going to fill a position where there's not anything available to do that.
Yeah. He's Dr. Kiper Nelson from Southern Eye Center. I want to have you back on and talk more about this as we move further through the month. I want to have you back on about the time it hits the shelves.
Great.
Sounds good. He's Dr. Kiper Nelson from Southern Eye Center. Give him a call, 601-264-3937.